Hi, this is Susan from Sisteri, and today we are going to make Zuppa Toscana. Now, Zuppa Toscana sounds Italian, but I've never had anything similar to it in Tuscany. It's a copycat recipe for the most popular item on Olive Garden's menu. So we're going to start with a pound of Italian sausage, which we're going to cook until it is brown. You can use either mild or hot, depending on what your family likes. While the sausage is cooking, we are going to get 4 tablespoons of butter. This is not a recipe for those of you who are watching calories. We are also going to chop up 1 medium-sized onion. You want between half a cup and a whole cup of onion. It depends on your taste, which you'll find I say that a lot. I'm going to take the scraps. I'll use these for broth in the future. Get the onion chopped in ordinary chopped pieces. I would say maybe about 3/8 of an inch in cubes. It's going to soften, so it doesn't have to be really small, but it's not a pureed soup, so it can't be really big either. So we have the onion, and then we're also going to chop up 4 potatoes. I like leaving the skin on. You can peel them if you like. The potatoes, again, should be chopped into smaller pieces. They don't need to be uniform cubes, and actually it's a little better if they're not. And that's because if you have potatoes that aren't cubed and have sort of little pointy ends, some of the potato will dissolve while you're cooking into littler pieces, and that will help thicken the soup. You notice I used bulk sausage to start with. You could use link sausage, but you'd have to take the casings off, and I find that to be a bit of a pain. And I'm pretty sure I have 1 more potato to go. The sausage will be done by the time I'm done with this potato. It doesn't take too long to cook. This is a real family comfort food, but it doesn't take that long to make, so it's a great weeknight dinner, especially if you have some biscuits or bread in the freezer. Okay. You can see the potatoes and the onion all chopped and ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to prep the kale. Now you'll notice the kale has a white paper towel on the bottom. That's because when I brought it home from the store, I wasn't going to use it right away. So you can either put it in a jar of water, or you can wet a paper towel, put it around the bottom, and keep it in the refrigerator just like that. I washed the kale first, so it doesn't need to be washed again. With greens, I usually rinse them 3 times to get all the dirt out of all the hidden little places. So you'll notice that I am stripping the kale from the stems, and I'm saving the stems because they work really well if you slice them up tiny as an add-on to scalloped potatoes, mac and cheese, any heavy cream-based, starch-heavy casserole, and you can sneak green vegetables in for people in your household that may not eat them. Okay, so now we have the kale stripped. It's about 1 bunch of kale or 4 cups. I'm going to take the sausage out of the pot. I'm doing it with a slotted spoon, and I'm going to leave any fat. If there is too much fat, you may want to drain it off. And then I'm going to take the onions that we chopped before and add them in to soften. You don't want them browned, you just want them softened. And I am also going to put in a tablespoon of minced garlic, and we are going to cook those for a few minutes until the onion is soft. Remember, we got that butter ready. I'm going to put that 4 tablespoons of butter. And now at the same time I put in the onions. For some reason, if you have a lot of fat left from the sausage, you could get away with putting in less butter. I wouldn't say to delete it entirely because the butter flavor is really great mixed in with the sausage. This is just going to take a minute or two to cook. We have the potatoes done and ready. We have the kale. I have salt and pepper here. And I also have my broth. We're going to use 8 cups of broth that I made earlier today. It is all ready to go in when we add the potatoes. I'm going to check on the onions now, and they are just about done. They're soft, not brown. Any brown here is the fond from the sausage. Now, before I add the potatoes, this is a trick. I'm going to add a little bit of the broth, not all of it. And while I've added it, I am going to use it to help me scrape up all the brown bits on the bottom of the pan. And that gives you flavor. Then you can add the rest of the broth and the potatoes. And you're going to want to bring that to a boil. Then you're going to take the kale and you are going to chop the kale that you already took off the stems. And this is going to be ready to go in the soup when the potatoes are tender. Just say this is a pretty easy recipe because all the hard work is done now, and we are about 10 minutes into the project. And then I am going to take the stems, put them back in the bag I had the kale in, and put them in the refrigerator for us to make our kale with scalloped potatoes, which we will do at some point. So I'm going to let the potatoes cook until they're tender, and then when they are done, I am going to add the kale, return the sausage, add 2 cups of heavy cream, and turn it off the heat and let it sit until it's ready to eat. You can let it sit probably for 10 or 20 minutes. That'll soften the kale. If you're not going to eat it right away, then you can put it in the refrigerator and save it. I am also adding to this a tablespoon of salt. If I had used commercial pre-made broth, I wouldn't be using salt because commercial broths have a lot. But since I don't add any to my own broth, I'm going to put it in there and wait for that to come to a boil. The potatoes have been cooking for a while, so we're going to check to see if they're done. We take a piece, and then we're going to put our fork in. And if the fork goes in nicely, the way this does, you know that they're done. Then we're going to put that sausage that we browned earlier back in and stir it. We're going to put the kale in, all the little bitty pieces. And because we had the soup simmering before, we are going to turn the heat up just so we can bring it to a boil before we take it down again. The kale really doesn't take long to cook, and it softens enough sitting in the warm soup. But I want to make sure, so we're just going to bring it up to a boil. After we do that, we're going to add 2 cups of heavy cream, which is 1 16-ounce container. If you are concerned about calories, you probably shouldn't be eating the soup, but you could substitute half and half. It won't be as creamy. If you were going to substitute half and half, I would take some of those potatoes, puree them in a food processor so they're really mushy, and add them back so you'd get the right texture for the soup. Okay, So the soup is boiling again already. I'm going to turn off the heat, and I am going to put in the cream, because this is natural. There's a little bit of fat on top, which is just fine. You want that, so I'm stirring it up to mix it in. And then you're just going to put all the cream in the soup. Then the last step, before you just let it sit until dinner or until you're going to put it in the refrigerator, is to taste it to make sure you have the right salt, pepper, seasonings. This is good. Definitely don't need any more salt. Definitely don't need any more garlic. This is going to be amazing. So thank you very much. The soup is done. As you can see, that is the soup. I can't zoom in because of the steam. I hope you enjoy the soup. It took us maybe 20-25 minutes to make, including cooking the potatoes. And now it will sit. You want it to sit for at least 10 minutes until the kale is definitely wilted before you serve it. If you're going to refrigerate it, leave it out for about 20 and then put it in the refrigerator. It's not a great soup to freeze because it does have chunks of potatoes in there which become mealy after you freeze them, so they're not good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the soup. Again, I'm Susan from Sisteri, and please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends. Thanks.